I wasn't talking to you either, Flip. And you know, I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, I got some for you too.
I got some shit for you.
I got something for you too.
I promise you.
Yeah, let's get it.
Nope.
The Joe Budden Podcast just dropped episode 902, The Value in Muting Up, and Joe kicks it off with one of his quick playlists. I wish he would just go ahead and make us some playlists because he knows how to put them together. It took me back to the days of Club Paradise, and for my Jersey folks, that was way before it was Deco, way before they brought the Hot 97 crew. As a matter of fact, I even got to see Elvis Crespo, DLG. Oh, it was a time. Breaking a sweat in the club and then going to get a bite to eat at the Rio. And don't act like y'all weren't out there spinning somebody around or trying to get spun around, okay? My bad, y'all. You know I got to give you a little story here and there because y'all be thinking I'm AI and I'm not, okay? But let's go ahead and get into this episode on how the good vibes turned into the upside down. So I just finished talking about the heated exchange on air between Jeff Teague and Zaire Franklin, where Jeff later came out and issued an apology. If you haven't got caught up on those videos, go check them out. They're right before this one. But Joe plays the first clip with the heated exchange, and Ice had this to say.
You see somebody trying to get you to break character or get out of your norm and you don't react, it takes self-discipline. Everybody ain't got it. Try to trick you out your spot and how you look like a clown in front of these cameras.
Lord, the irony of this whole statement, because you are about to do exactly what you're saying not to do.
The first time you texted, boy.
I wasn't talking to you either, Flip. And you know, I'm waiting for you. I got some for you.
I got something for you too.
I promise you.
Yeah, let's get it.
In this moment, Ice is saying the stuff that Flip has been saying, but if you've seen the BTS, you see Flip walk in and he's saying to them, y'all all been acting different.
They try to do the old school move, 52 fake out.
What's fake out?
They try to like, yo, hey, we're gonna make this, because we love this so much, we can't just kick him out like that. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna make it as uncomfortable as we can for him, and hopefully he get the hint and get the. I got the hint.
And I don't know if they're joking or not, but it was said in BTS as well as he says good morning to Ice, and Ice just dabs him up and he don't say nothing.
No, you, the shit you. We can do it now then.
The irony of this whole thing. And even funnier to me was Joe's face. Like,
yeah, you for real.
Ice gave that speech like Ian in his quotes on Twitter. Ice takes the bait, and it was actually Joe who started making the jokes about Ice having an air tag on Missing Piece, and he directs it all at Flip.
Let's do it.
The shit you be saying and playing around like it's not you. I'm on to you. I've watched you.
On a Patreon, Ice be in the background like this, and look who's right beside him, Mark.
I've been sitting here for a minute. I let it slide because I don't play them COE games.
You sure about that? Or you just don't want it done to you, but you're ready and willing to join in when it's others?
But I like to let people know that I see what they're doing.
Okay.
Now, if you continue to do it and I let you know I see it, I will respond.
If you rewind it back a few minutes, you'll see that this started way before Flip even really said anything. Ice was waiting for this moment to happen. And lo and behold, who starts instigating during that back and forth? Mark.
Shit that
A clarifying question for the being in the audience. What do you say? Speaking in code. I'm going to just translate.
The jokes are the jokes.
Stop
Anything
bitching.
that I say to you is not a...
Now I have a couple clarifying questions too, because I'm trying to understand what in the world just happened. You see Flip like, stop. Everything needs to stop because what is going on? He didn't want this to get out of hand. And Flip is trying to clarify and say he just shouted her out, which he did. And Ice turns around and says, don't shout her out. If I can't talk about your family, don't talk about mine. That's not talking about somebody's family.
You got the man tag on your car.
What?
So now we know.
Is that a joke about my family?
See, look what you did. Now them air tags on your muffler.
You can make an air tag joke. Is that a joke about my family?
And
Yes. He started joking about how you put air tags on Missing Piece and then you wanted to air tag the dog. So now it's a running joke. Flip makes some very valid points with this explanation because this thing with Ice is starting to feel like the stuff Melissa Ford used to do.
We got to stop picking and choosing. If you feel that way towards me, if you can't pick and choose with me because I'm gonna just keep going. If you have to be like that across the board. The jokes are the jokes. This is the gig.
Like he said on the episode, this is what they do. I mean, they are paid to come up there and create content and make it entertaining. So why Ice is trying to make it all serious and like he got a bone to pick with Flip. Now, if there was something said off camera, handle it off camera. A lot of times Joe Budden starts the joke and everybody gets in on it. And there are plenty of times that Ice gets in on the joke and laughs and jokes when they're talking about how Flip don't go home and making all these jokes about Flip's family.
well, go home. Been to all the correct. It's time to go home.
You try to play my wife?
Now, the one thing with this that Ice gave rebuttal on is saying, you don't want nobody to talk about your family. Don't talk about my family, because he knows that's the only boundary that Flip has, as far as what we know that's been presented to us on camera, that you don't talk about Flip and his family, which I completely understand. That's off limits to him, right? So for Ice to use that in the argument, he knows that Flip couldn't give pushback on that. This whole segment really got on my last nerve, because Ice has these outbursts where he tries to base at somebody. And there's a lot of times that you are not using that bass in your voice when you need to use it.
I set a boundary as well that you don't respect. You don't respect it.
No, you picking and choosing.
No, because you don't respect it. They respect it. You don't respect the boundaries.
It's not okay.
When I made the video about Ice and I said fight back, Joe called him ugly 11 times and he didn't say nothing. He just and I know that he did not just sit there and say that Flip is the one that sets it off and the only one that talks about his family. Y'all know I got my clips loaded. Let me go ahead and roll them and explain how every one of these clips you had nothing to say, but you want to be all big and bold and base at Flip. And I don't want to hear nothing about, Joe's built up more equity than you. If y'all have worked together all these years and you haven't built any equity, that says more about you than it says about the other person.
Is Ice insecure? No, that's a different stop.
Like in what way?
What the word means?
So yeah, like in what way?
Hold on. Is Ice?
I mean, he trusts me. I will say that he trusts me, but
You are trying to reassure him right now.
Don't reassure me. Speak. I'm not here.
trust me. I know he trusts me.
Yeah, for real.
I'm asking. See.
Long ride home.
Shot his face. I can't wait for Podwise to come back. That's where that narrative comes from about Ice and his girl. They created it themselves. But there are a few moments where he could have stood up for Miss and P, stood up for himself, and he didn't. But I want to know, as far as Ice goes, you mean to tell me you didn't say anything in this moment?
Bullshit. She don't get to go out.
And this is why.
Galentine's, I had more fun than I thought. I texted him and said, send me an Uber at 2. When time is going, I'm thinking it's just, I'm not keeping track of the time.
In this moment.
But then when he's texting me, and I told him, I'm just not on my phone. Like we're in a lounge, but it's music, we're dancing.
Did anybody pull up late?
He's on bullshit. Don't hurt Joe.
I'm not. Wait,
Don't do that.
Hey, Franklin.
He's
But wait.
silly.
But wait, like.
And we all know about Pods giving this moment. And this is the moment you decide to be like, don't talk about my family. What in the world? Make it make sense. Flip has been getting the brunt of the verbal lashings from everybody. And why is that? Is it because they know that Flip has the least amount of power up there and will have the least amount of chain reaction? He can't go at Joe because that's his boss. He's not going to go at Ish because Ish is going to give him the silent treatment and act like he don't exist. Mark will probably put him in a full Nelson like he said he did his son. Amani will flip everything over in that piece, okay? And he already told us he's off probation in the behind the scenes footage. And Mona, when she's there, will bop you all across that thing and then come on live and tell you that she did it. And you already know nobody's messing with Parks or Corey. So who does that leave? QueenzFlip. And in my opinion, this has nothing to do with families, girlfriends, none of that. This has everything to do with saving your spot. Now, why do I say that? If you remember back to episode 802, back in February of last year, Positivity Highlighter, they played pod games, and this is what they talked about.
If we speaking on NBA terms, I would like to keep Ish.
Ish gotta go.
No, I'm letting go of you and Flip already. Then that's the big deal to me. Flip leaving.
Who's your 1, 2, and 3?
Without Surf being home.
Who's your 1, 2, and 3?
Impacts things. Who we have to trade for Mona?
Freeze.
Do the I'm joking.
Come on. They're gonna let him say this about us? Ice got mad quiet.
I can't trade Freeze.
Now, we've already seen 2 of those things come to fruition. You heard what he said about Mel, Flip, and Imani, but that doesn't mean things couldn't change about the way he felt about Ice then versus now. But if you tune into BTS, you would have seen recently he and Ice had this conversation, and he's been joking Ice a lot for the sound of his voice.
Voice is a thing. I'll peep that. There's been times where I'm too much in the topic and you've stopped and, we're going to go back and take some out, but you'll say it for other reasons, but I know the real reason why you do it.
Which brings me to my theory. Because what would make a man act this way about his girl when they're really not talking bad about missing peace? It's just jokes, right? Like Flip said, it's COE. So my theory is that everyone is holding on for dear life to their seat, to their spot. Why do I say that? Well, y'all already know Sue Surf is about to come home. We already see QueenzFlip being demoted and rotated with Mona since Melissa Ford left. So that brings us to the rest of the cast. Who is the biggest contributor to the least? Who goes viral the most to the least? Who has gotten Potter of the Month to not at all? All of those things are going to matter. Watching the main episode, the Patreons and the BTS will tell you a bit more of the story because you're getting a much bigger picture. Joe gets up often and he's in the room with Erickson watching how they pod. Why is he doing that? Because there was a BTS moment and I could not find it. I hate when I can't find y'all clip. But someone, I don't know if it was Kino or if it was Imani saying, are we going to rotate or something like that? And Joe's like, nah, we don't need to rotate yet. So in my opinion, this has nothing to do with talking about families at all. This has more to do with making somebody else look like they're the problem to save yourself. You also heard Flip say that he had said something to Mark and Mark went back and I believe told Ish is who Flip was referring to.
The reason why I don't play with him is because he said that I said something before that was like, he told him that I said something before that was out of line and he never came to me. So when I heard that I did that, I said, I'm not going to play with him like that.
And as many times as I have seen Ice sitting with Mark and BTS, I'm wondering if Mark is doing the same thing, if he is playing telephone and pitting one person against the other. I didn't forget that story he told when he was working on a set and he asked one person, what was it like to work with the other person? And it got back to the person that he was asking about. That's just my speculation and my theories. Chatterboxx fam, drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know what you think about my theories. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe on your preferred social. What are your theories? Let's talk about it in the comments.